is ready. A-mod is ready. Hopefully I remember to flip this around so nobody questions why it looks like that. But I didn't video a lot, and I'm sorry, but I'm gonna update you on what we did. So me and Dad changed the oil in the B-mod. We put more training fluid in it. Thank God Dad checked because it didn't have a whole lot in it. We're gonna fully change that before I race it the next weekend, but we're only gonna make 10 to 15 laps in it tomorrow at Farmington. So good enough for now. Went through the B-mod, nut and bolt checked everything, and greased everything. And then I'm trying to think what else we did. Checked toe on it. We took the starter off and tightened it to make sure that it was all flush because it was, the bolt on it was loosening it, the bolt that screws the starter onto the plate. And then on the A-mod, we changed the training fluid, put the shocks on. We checked the toe, I think, a couple weeks ago. And then it needed a gear in it because when we got it back from Tim obviously took his gear out that he ran at the Dome. So lots and lots of things that we didn't video them all, I'm sorry, but I did update you, so you should be proud of that. This week has been kind of crazy. So this past weekend I was supposed to practice the B-mod at Brownstown, and Mother Nature, aka Missouri, and a bunch of other states were on their BS. And it was like 80 degrees and windy, like 50-mile-an-hour wind gusts, and then we ended up having a tornado, not cut through our area, but Poplar Bluff, about an hour and some change, an hour and a half south of us, and I think a few other places, but I'm not sure where. So prayers to everybody that it did affect. Thankfully it didn't affect us, for everybody wondering, and that's commented and tagged us and things. Thank you for thinking of us and everybody else in our area. But prayers to everyone that it did affect. And then the next morning after the tornadoes hit, it was like snow, sleeting, and then it turned into a warm and windy day that day. So weather has just been crazy. Needless to say, that made us not be able to practice the B-mod at Brownstown, which is okay. I was actually supposed to be practicing, so today is Friday. I was actually supposed to be practicing tonight at Brownstown, but Dad and I have got some sort of head cold the end of this week, and he came home yesterday and took a nap, and if you know my dad, he does not wind down long enough to take a nap. He hates naps. And then, unless they're like 2-minute cat naps. And then when I came home at 5 yesterday, I fell asleep all the way until 10. And then woke up, took a shower, fell asleep from 11 to 6 a.m. So definitely kind of slept that one off. I think that's it. We got some news on the TV show. So you guys will be hearing as soon as we hear it. For sure. I don't want to update anybody or get their hopes up, but yeah, exciting. Like I said, we'll be at Farmington tomorrow, and I think I said we'll be at Peevely with my car and Dad's car as well tomorrow after we go to Farmington with the B-mod. So I've only been in the A-mod twice. It has a really big motor, and if you know me, I don't like big motors. I'm a small motor kind of girl, but I understand the point of a big motor. I just don't like it when it slicks off. Definitely going to have some restrictors put in it. We'll primarily be racing at Peevely this year and Brownstown. The Illinois, Missouri area, we're trying to kind of travel just a little bit. Not too far, but like within I think Dad said a 4-hour radius of our house, which if you know where we live, we're pretty central to a lot of tracks in a 4-hour radius, so there's quite a few options, but just trying to get seat time and do as good as we can and improve. You don't improve unless you're traveling around and racing some of the best of the best guys. I don't want to say good guys, but best of the best guys up in our area. So that's the plan. I think those are all the updates that I have for you guys. So yeah, we will see you tomorrow. is St. Francis County.
The weather is good.
Still gotta have a hoodie though, because the wind is still here. But
Only in the shade.
yeah.
Got the old B mod just to make a couple laps, and then we'll be headed to Peevely with the A mods this evening. They will be rewrapping this car for the underdog, so we weren't going to waste time putting numbers or stickers or anything on it. We're gonna redo it.
We're gonna have a 3G here next weekend at Brownstown, and the sail panel and everything will be pulled off other than my name. And that's what you're gonna see, because
We're not gonna pay for 2 wraps, so
no.
in a short period of time. So
We
they're
were
gonna
actually gonna put the number on today, and then I started to put it on and realized I needed adhesive. So we thought about just trying to get it to stay, but it wouldn't. So this is what you got for today.
gonna make some laps.
field there. We'll go ahead and start guys up. Not sure who that black car is.
Update as I need this funnel that I have you guys sat on. I'm gonna put 5 gallons of fuel in my car, but I'm definitely not the fastest, but that's the 3rd time I've ever been in this particular car, this AMOD. So I'll take it slow and get faster from there. I'm just trying to get a feel. It's the same chassis as my BMOD, but they're set up obviously whole lot different, and there's a whole lot more motor difference, a whole lot. So one car's on coilover, the other's shock in front and spring behind, so they drive different. Just trying to get a feel for it. Dad looks really good. He's smiling from ear to ear. I don't know if they updated you about him, but car is a little loose, so he tightened it up. I haven't gotten to watch him, but there's a pretty long line, so I've got to get my stuff and get going.
More 8 modified.
twice, and I guess they didn't know because we're having to come in. Dad's working on his, I'm out there, and then when he's out there, I'm coming in working on mine. I haven't changed anything on mine, but I did have to add fuel. Mom is getting orange duct tape.
I missed one of her sessions, and I was up there the whole time. There's 3 plain black cars out there, and
She didn't know that it was me. In the process of all of this, there was a guy stuck up in the turn where you exited Peebly, and he was stuck in the wall, like he came off too high. I don't know. He looked like he needed a tow truck, but I think he eventually got it on his own. But I ended up in the center, and then my car died because I have a switch in there that I forgot to turn off, and we forgot to turn off when we left the house. I ran the battery all the way down, so they had to push start me. But she's gonna put the 3G on, or 3, so she can see who I am. But that's the update. Dad's getting in there to go again. I know this is like a whirlwind of what the hell is she saying, but that's your update.
So I think Haley already said it, but I'm sitting up there in the bleachers the whole time.
You do it like this?
Yeah. Watching and waiting for her to go out. Well, we don't have a ramp on this car yet. They're going to put it on, Wimpy's going to put it on before opening race night, which is April 4th and 5th. And there's like 3 plain black modifieds out there. And so for some reason, I didn't even notice it was her out there and missed the whole session. So I told her we got to put some numbers on here or something so I know. And then I'm going to have you recreate for her run.
What?
She said she's fastest boy.
Boy!
So she's got to show you the run here in a second.
No!
Yes.
So there's this video of a kid. Bless his heart, he's a chubbier kid. And when this trend was going around TikTok for like the first time, it was being reposted. And if you know what I'm talking about, then you'll appreciate my run here in a second. But I'll have to show you in just a minute. You put tape on.
Yeah, because I missed the whole session. There's like 3 plain black cars out there, and I didn't know she was out there.
If you didn't know, I'm the best one at duct tape. Well, the first time I saw lots of experience.
Do you remember when you used to make things out of duct tape?
Oh my God, I used to make.
She
like,
made wallets and purses.
I sold that stuff at school.
Yeah, she actually did. That's when her entrepreneurial skills.
Entrepreneur. How do you say
I'm
it?
saying entrepreneur.
I can't entrepreneurial. Entrepreneur.
I can talk.
I said it. Entrepreneur.
Entrepreneurial.
We get the point.
Skills came into play. She used to make duct tape wallets and purses, and she'd sell them at school.
They were actually pretty good.
Yeah, they were actually good. I wish I could find one. We'd insert a picture of it right here.
There's probably a picture somewhere. I had a whole bucket of bracelets.
I have 2 whole buckets. You have to do that whole other side. Did you want to do it?
Yeah.
She's mouthing entrepreneur.
Good deal.
Right now.
Here we go.
She's
Okay,
mouthing
Hang on, she's got to do a
You
run.
ready for my run?
You got to say it. Bleep out the one word though.
I'm fast as That's what he looked like.
Do it again from over there.
I can do it. I can do it.
I was editing last night and I realized that we did not close the video out, so I'm sorry about that. But the last session that Dad went out, he came back in and we realized that he was leaking quite a bit of oil out of the back of the engine. I have not seen quite which part. All I know is that it's fixable, and I believe it's already fixed. It wasn't the block, he said. It was something else. It was just like a little crack. So that is fixed, but to our knowledge, it did not hurt the engine at all. It was just one of those things that's why you go and practice. Hopefully, a few years ago we had engine troubles, or Dad had engine troubles. I think he went through like 3 engines that year that needed fixed. So hopefully that doesn't happen. Engine troubles seem to be a part of our team, and we don't want that this year, so prayers for that. But like I said, that part was fixable. We just don't want any more issues with engines or any other parts on the race car this year, any major parts. Practice went good. I got really comfortable in that car. Maybe you can see that on the video, maybe you can't. When the track slicks off, I seem to do a whole lot better. I'm not a tacky track person, or when it's heavy at the beginning of the night. Before, I didn't have enough motor to really run it hard in the heavy, which I was having to kind of make it go out of the holes. So this year, maybe you'll see me do a little bit better in the heavy in the beginning of the night, or the tacky, whatever you want to call it. Dad shook his car down. He was a little too loose when he went out there for the first and second session. I don't think the second session got caught on camera, but then he tightened it up a little too much. So I think he has a really good idea of where he needs to be for this coming weekend, the opening weekend at Pavely. I was actually supposed to be at Brownstown right now. So yesterday was Thursday. I was supposed to be there yesterday for practice, today and tomorrow. They canceled due to the rain and the weather coming in. It actually is beautiful. There's really not hardly any clouds in sight this morning. And today was supposed to be one of the worst days, as well as tomorrow with the rain. But regardless, not a bad call for them, especially with it being the first big B-Mod race at the beginning of the season. There's a lot of out-of-state guys coming. I know that said that they would be there. And it's a lot of money if it does end up raining out. You've got all these people that are there on your property, and you got to try to get them out. So that was a really good decision on their part. We're not mad at that at all. Gives us a little more time to get the cars extra ready and make sure everything is good to go and that there's no more failures. You did see me run that car at Farmington. The track was extremely rough opening night. That's okay. We kind of knew what we were getting into going into that, but my nose was a little too low, and that's okay too. So within the first lap, it wrinkled up. It was brand new, but thank you, Rob Neubauer. We got one, I think, within 2 days. Rob built us another one that's not going to be so low. If tracks do get rough, that would have been perfect for a slick racetrack like Brownstown. But things happen, so it's okay. I think those are the only updates that I have to give you guys. I'm trying to think. Don't feel obligated to subscribe to this unless you want to. I know there's some people that have asked for some more behind the scenes content. The only way I thought to be able to do this for some of you guys is to create a Patreon account. So there's 3 different tiers for you to subscribe to. You pick the tier that you want to subscribe to based on what you're wanting more from us. So the first tier, I think you get more, I put on there, you get more exclusive updates throughout the night, race nights, pictures, things that we don't typically maybe post on our social media. Now, this doesn't take away from YouTube. YouTube videos are actually included in the 3rd tier. So on Patreon, you actually get to see these a week or so, the YouTube videos, a week or so more than they get posted here. You actually also get to see more exclusive podcasts, more in-depth explanations of what we're doing and why we're doing it and how we're doing it, videos of shop content that YouTube will not get to see, and some extra things like that. So I might actually do some extra podcasts, not with family members, but with some extra people in our lives, just so you guys get to know them a little bit more and know stories behind that. But yeah, if you want to subscribe to the Patreon, down in the description box below, there's a link. And like I said, it's not going to be taking anything away from YouTube or Facebook. Like I said, it's just a more exclusive content, more in-depth look into our lives, maybe, if you want to view it that way. So like I said, if you want to subscribe to that, link in description below, link down in the description below. And then yeah, I think that is all I have to say. The sun is in my eyes, so I'm gonna go. But thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you like, comment, and hit that subscribe button. A lot of you aren't subscribed, and I don't know quite why. I think it's something to do with YouTube. I think YouTube just doesn't allow some people to subscribe. So make sure you hit that subscribe button, and we will see you in the next one.